Let's talk about presentation in NBA 2K16. We have a lot of cool stuff coming to the game. We've had a lot of information over the last few days, and in this video we're just going to break it all down and talk about it. So we'll start things off with probably the biggest addition right here, and that is Kenny Smith is joining the team for the pregame, halftime, and postgame shows. So last year we got the pregame show with Shaq and Ernie, and it was really cool. This year, Kenny the Jet Smith has been added to that, as you guys are seeing in the background. If you guys have not seen this full trailer that 2K released that shows legitimately 3 minutes of this type of presentation, it's really cool. It sounds so natural. The guys have a lot of chemistry and everything together, and now all we really need is Chuck on there and we'll have the full Inside the NBA set. And by adding Kenny to the team, I really think we're getting close to the point where 2K actually gets the TNT licenses and they're able to have, TNT scoreboards, TNT announcers. They'll have officially licensed Inside the NBA and stuff like that. With how huge 2K is now, with all these guys jumping on board, I feel like we're getting close to that point, and that would take the presentation to an entirely new level. I mean, the way that 2K does presentation, how good it is, I could see TNT wanting to get in on that, and that would just take it to a new level. So hopefully we'll be able to see that sometime in the future. But Kenny the Jet Smith has joined the team. Also, as I said, now we don't just have the pregame show. We have a halftime show and a postgame show, and the halftime shows are actually in the arena, and you guys will see that at some point throughout this trailer as well. So you get that atmosphere. You get the desk is in the arena. They start talking about the atmosphere, and atmosphere is going to be a big part of the game this year in general. And I've heard great things about it from the people that have played the game so far, as well as what they've already announced. It sounds really cool. So that's it for this part of the presentation. Also, we now know who the third announcer is going to be that will be replacing Steve Kerr, and that is Greg Anthony. I believe Greg Anthony is mainly CBS. I think so. I think he does a lot of the NCAA tournament type of stuff, but he will be joining the team. From the very small amounts that we've heard so far in the gameplay clips that have been released, he does sound pretty good. He meshes well with the guys, and it doesn't sound like he just came in and he's new and he's not really knowing what he's talking about, and it doesn't sound as natural as you might expect, because if a guy hasn't been doing video games for a while, he might not be 100% natural. But from what I have heard, it does sound pretty good. So that will be pretty good, getting Steve Kerr out of the game now that he is a coach. But it is going to be a little bit different not hearing Steve Kerr's voice, because he has been in 2K for a relatively long time now. A few other little things with presentation. They have added in mid-quarter interviews. So you know how in real life, the first example that comes to my mind is Greg Popovich. Like, in between quarters, they go to a commercial break, and then when they come back, they'll have just like a short little interview with a coach or with a player, normally a coach, for like, I don't know, just 1 or 2 questions. And that's when Popovich gives his just basic answers like fine or good or we need to play better or something like that. We'll get those little interviews now within quarters or in between quarters. So that's a really cool addition. Also, today on Twitter, Steve OS, make sure to go follow him. I believe his @ is Steve_OS. Definitely go check out what he tweeted out yesterday, because it was like a little clip, how you'll see on TV a lot of times, where they have like a little featured story. Like the example they gave, it didn't have any audio or anything, but it flashed to a clip of where they were actually sitting in a room interviewing LeBron. He was just in regular clothing, and it said at the bottom like LeBron James on leading the team or something like that. You have those little quick features that just add a lot to the game and a lot to the presentation. And I think this year in 2K16, it's going to feel a lot like you're watching a game on TV, which is very cool. I'm not sure how this stuff is going to translate to my career. I know a lot of people will be interested in that. How is your My Player going to be connected to these interviews, mid-quarters, or presentations like, the little features that I just talked about with LeBron? We'll have to see all that how all that translates to my career, but this is basically set up to really make the game realistic when you're playing regular games within my GM and my league and stuff like that. The storylines are going to be really compelling, and I can't wait to see how this presentation turns out. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Make sure to drop a like if you did enjoy it, and let me know what you guys think of the presentation aspects coming to 2K16. I definitely think they're pretty cool. Looking forward to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll talk to you guys later.